Cheap Not Broke fam, thank you for tuning back into the channel. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Each and every subscription helps. Hit that button. It's Monday. We're back. Cheap Not Broke fam. Thank you all for tuning back in. It's Cheap Not Broke live on a Monday. Thank you for tuning in. It is Malcolm, your host. And you know what we do. We talk everything money. Help you live life at your price. And tonight, what are we talking about tonight? Free speech over your job? Free speech ain't free. I might break it down for you tonight. We got to talk about it. Because I've seen some stories where people are losing their jobs over what they're saying online. I'm like, oh no, we can't play that game. You don't want to play that game. You don't want to lose your job over what you're saying online. And some people think, oh, I'm protected by freedom of speech. Well, I don't know if you really understand how the laws work around that. So we're going to break all that down tonight, because I don't want nobody acting a damn fool online and then be out on the streets with no money. We don't want that for you. So we're going to jump into all of that tonight. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please and thank you. Thank you. All right. So why am I bringing this up in the first place? Well, you know what's happened. It's been all over the news. The gentleman that was assassinated recently. And, you know, there's been a lot of... I don't really get into that stuff. That's not on the channel. So I'm not coming from that angle. I'm coming from the angle of people have been saying a lot of things online. And some people lost their jobs because of it. And I think people should be very cognizant of what you say and what you shouldn't say. Oh, it's my social media. I can say whatever the hell I want. Yeah, but they can also do whatever the hell they want to as your employer. So we're going to get into that. What laws protect you and what what laws do not protect you? Because some people think, oh, I'm just protected. I can say whatever the hell I want. Don't work like that. No, I had to read up on it myself. I said, what can you say? Why are these people getting let go? Well, you got to look into it. So we're going to get into all of that tonight. Now, like I said, the Charlie Newkirk was assassinated. And, you know, people have a lot of opinions and thoughts. Now, look, I don't condone what happened. Nobody should. However, how you feel about who he was and what he had to say, that's different. However, your opinion, some people's opinion, there's a thin line between, probably shouldn't say that, and being like, oh, okay, I got what you're saying. Some people been crossing that line, I probably shouldn't say that. And, you know, you got all these people from your job following you, and all these people, you know, you got people from your job following you. Who knows? You might have HR following you. Who knows? But however, whatever the case may be, somebody was following these folks, and they went back and told somebody else, hey, look at this. Look what they said. And that cost you your bread, your money. And you don't want that to happen. So we need to figure out, for number one, first thing first, before I get into all that, why everybody need to say everything online in the first damn place? I get it. Some people are very opinionated. They can say what they want to say, but they probably don't work for nobody. Or they got some money. If they do have a situation, they're going to be fine. Everybody's not in the same situation. I'm speaking for the people who do not work for themselves and the people who do not have a financial situation where you can go 6, 7 months, 9 months, 10 months, whatever the case, still live life the same way, if not more, and not need no money coming in. A lot of people aren't in them situations. They need their job. So, with that being said, you don't want to say anything crazy that'll cost you your job. So, all right, let's get into it. So everybody wants to talk about First Amendment rights. Well, First Amendment protects people from government restricting speech, not private employers. If you work for a private company, they generally can fire you for speech, including social media posts, unless another law protects you. So let's run that again. The Constitution protects people from the government restricting their speech. The government. Not your boss, not your employer. Public employees, government workers have more protection. Government employers must balance the workers' speech rights with the agency's interest. a public school teacher criticizing policy may be protected, but not if it disrupts the workplace. So, personally, I don't know. I think you should keep your personal opinions to yourself. You don't need to say all this shit online. You know, I get it. Some people like to talk and say things online, but some stuff you're like, you know what? I'm gonna sit this one out, and you gotta know when to sit things out. You got to know when to sit things out, and this is probably one of the ones you probably should have sat out. And some people said something, retaliation or in their feelings or whatever the case may be. Well, got back to your boss, and you're up out of there. Oh shit, that scared the hell out of me. And who snitched on you? Who knows? Who you tell to follow you? You know. Now some people have social media. You don't tell anybody you got it. I mean, most people aren't following each other from work. Like that's a little bit much. You know, see people at work and talk to them all the time at work. I don't really want to know what you're doing in your private life. I could care less. I'm good. Well, some people do that. And with that being said, you say something, post something online that one person don't like at the job. All they got to do is run back and tell the right person. And there you go. There you have it. You got problems on your hands. You can call them. Hey, can we have a conversation with you? Then they're going through all your stuff. So you got to be very careful with what you say. Now, like me, I do videos online. I make content, but I keep it very, very green. Very green. You know, even on this show, I keep it very green. I just don't do that type of content in the first place. That's not what I'm doing. Cause you know, you can't get a real, well, maybe you can get a big fan base, but that's just not what I'm doing. It's just not my thing. So, but some people, they do very controversial things, have controversial content, whatever the case may be. That's fine. Do what you want to do. However, there are consequences to all that, so you should know where you stand and what you can and can't do, because you don't want to mess yourself up. National Labor Relations Act. National Labor Relations Act protects employees' rights to discuss wages, hours, and working conditions called concerted activity. So you can have a conversation with people at the job. Man, these motherfuckers ain't paying us enough, man. I'm sick of this shit. I need a raise. They right there getting all the money. I seen the boss with a new car. They don't want to pay me no money, man. You know, you can have a conversation like that. Or, you know, everybody's been in the job. I don't know me. When I used to work at like AutoZone and O'Reilly's, you know, you say you can have a conversation about hours, right? You know, you come in, you know, you get discussed. You come down, see your name, bam. Then you slide over. Oh man, how many hours I got? 17. What am I doing 17? I need like 27. I need like 29, 30 hours. But you know, at those jobs, those type of jobs, the hours fluctuate. You know, one week you might get 37. Next week you might get 25. 1 week, oh, you want to do some overtime? So it go up and down. Your check always messed up. I don't like that. I don't like that. But you can discuss hours and working conditions. Definitely, man. It's hot in here. The AC don't work, man. They got us working this hell home. I'm sick of this. We need to complain to somebody. I'm gonna quit. You can have a conversation about that. Probably don't want to have a conversation about that out loud. Though they'll still find a reason to fire your ass. So don't think they won't. Don't think they won't. You know, me personally, you know, look, man. Look at it. Your boss is your boss, and you know you got some people you're cool with at work, but you know you don't tell everybody everything. This is your job. You got to put the money first. You got to put the money first. Keep me out there. Oh, how was your weekend? Oh, it was good. What you do? Oh man, you know, just hung out with my family. You keep it very bland. You don't keep it out there. Oh man, shoot, I partied like hell this weekend, boy. I had 6 shots of this. I went here and did this, and you know all the other shit out there. I went to the strip club, saw some ass. You know, probably don't want to say none of that. Probably want to. Yeah, I just had a nice quiet weekend with my family. You know, we went to dinner, went to the show, watched some sports. That's it. That's all you need to say. Nobody really wants to know all what the hell you did anyway. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. When people ask you how your weekend, they just want it short, sweet, bland. How was your weekend? Oh, good. What'd you do? Man, hung out with my family. You know, caught up on some work, did some housework, did some yard work. Went to go see my mom. That's it. That's all you need to say. You don't tell them everything. You don't need to tell them everything. Nobody needs to know that. Keep that stuff to yourself. Because you don't know how people are at work. You know, some people find certain things very sensitive, and you don't know. Or you don't know who don't like you. Somebody may not like you, so they looking for a reason to go run. Oh, what? You did what? They go off there. Hey, let me tell you what's going on. Let me tell you what such did this weekend. I think that's against company policy, but you didn't hear it from me. You know, nah, you don't want to put yourself in that position. You want to keep that stuff to yourself. You know, everybody lives a wild life. Some way, somewhat, somehow, you do something that, you know, I don't know. People do all kind of stuff in their spare time. Whatever that is, keep it to yourself. Nobody needs to know that. All right. All right. Example: if workers complain on Facebook about unsafe work conditions, firing them can violate the National Labor Relations Act. National Labor Relations Act. Okay. It doesn't protect the individual. It doesn't protect individual griping, just venting, only collective workplace concerns. So if you want to complain by yourself, you're going to be out there by your damn self. Hey, we about to strike. We who? You? You and who? You come back when we got about 20, 30 people. Don't come over here talking about no strike. It's just me and you. Hell no. Get out of my face with that. I've had people, man, I'm sick of this shit. I'm going to quit. Well, go ahead and quit. I still need the money. I'm sorry. I can't quit. You quit by your damn self. You always have somebody, man, I'm sick of this shit. Want to complain about the job all the time. Well, look, you take your ass. You go ahead. We still need the money. We're going to stay here. Yes, it may not be ideal. Yes, it might suck. Yes, whatever the case may be, people got other situations going on, and you're not about to get everybody to quit their job. You're a damn fool if you're doing that. Now, I know grown people, no, you're not going to do that. I don't know why anybody present that to you. But some people do that. Man, we should all quit. No, you quit your damn self. I'm not doing that. That's not going to happen. And people, you don't know who's who and what's what. People be having funny things going on in the job. You don't know who's who and what's what. So keep stuff to yourself. Employers cannot fire someone if speech retaliates to protected categories: race, religion, gender, etc. Probably age. I would assume age and race, religion, gender, age, and probably that's probably it. And relationship preference, like gay or straight, whatever that case, probably that. Under you can't fire someone under speech if someone's speech is protected categories under Title 7, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I never learned the Roman numerals. I don't know those. They didn't teach me that. That's one thing I did not learn in school. Side note, I never learned Roman numerals in school. So when I see the numbers in the Roman numeral form, I'll be like, what's that? I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know. Did anybody else learn to count Roman numerals? I did not. When you have like the V and the 1, 1 and the stripe, I don't know none of that. I don't know nothing. Example: whistleblowing about harassment or reporting discrimination online can't legally get you fired. That's retaliation. Now, you should probably consult an attorney to find out if that's true or not, because I don't know 100% if that's retaliation. Hello, son. Hello. My mom's always watching. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Oh, speaking of which, if you want to, hit that super chat button for your boy. Appreciate dropping this good knowledge on y'all. Always feel free to hit the super chat button. Thank you. Very much appreciate it. Okay, back to the regular schedule programming. All right, you got whistleblower protection because, some people, some people got some things, some stuff be going on. You got to tell somebody, and whistleblower protections. Laws protect workers who expose illegal activity, fraud, or safety issues. Social media posts that qualify as whistleblowing may be protected. Well, whistleblowing, I guess, I don't know what whistleblowing, I guess somebody doing something illegal or whatnot. I don't know, me, if I'm going to go whistleblower, I'm just probably going to quit. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm out of here. I mean, what are the odds that they're going to, what are the odds that they're going to fire that person? Oh, yeah, okay, we're going to take care of it. Depends on who it is. If it's like somebody high up the food chain, probably not. Now, if it's somebody, that works, if you're on the bottom, entry level, that type of level, mid-level, you might be working with somebody lateral. They might get the boot. But somebody way above you, probably not. It depends on what position they in. Because some of the people will sign contracts to work there at those jobs, and they don't just let the contract people go. They do not. All right. State laws. Some states like California, Colorado, New York, North Dakota restrict employers from disciplining workers for lawful off-duty conduct, including social media posts. Yeah, that sounds good. But here's the thing. You got to get to court. You got to get a lawyer. That's going to take a long time. A long time. And what you about to live off your savings until all that stuff come to fruition? And then what you might get? $5,000 and a coupon book? I don't know. Shit, that's a lot. Shout out to the people who do take it to court and do go fight all that. You are very commendable for you. Very commendable. However, you got to be able to ride that out. You got to be able to ride it out. If you're going to be able to go to court and stuff like that, you're not going to stay employed there. Probably going to lose a job. Got to hire an attorney. You got to pay them. And it's going to take some time. You got to ride that whole situation out. You're still going to need money in the midst of that. What do you do? How do you do it? I don't know. But you better figure it out if that's what you want to do. You better have some money to live off of. Have a plan. Now, some people get thrust in those type of situations. It's not always, let me go figure it out. Sometimes things just happen. So that's what that emergency fund we've talked about in the past. I'll do another video on that. Emergency fund, have you a little bit of money saved up so you can pay your rent, pay your bills. You don't want to have no debt, paying all that. That'll eat it all up. So, make sure you have that emergency fund if necessary. You got to pull the chute, baby. Sometimes you got to be able to pull the chute. Employee contracts and policies. Many workers are at will, meaning they can be fired for any reason. Ain't that true? Unless you sign a contract, they got to pay you. Contracts, union agreements, or employee handbooks may give extra protection. Yes, they may give extra protection, but you better know what the hell that's going on and how that applies to you. You want to be in a situation, I thought I was protected. I thought I was straight. No, you're not. So you better read your handbook. You better read your employee agreements. Whatever the case may be, make sure you read it so you're aware what's going on if something happens like that to you. But like I said, this all can be prevented. Just don't say nothing. Don't be talking like that around everybody at the job. You keep your real thoughts and your real opinions to yourself. They don't need them. Who's benefiting from that? Nobody's benefiting from your thought or opinion, especially on certain stuff that's not related to work, like the same situation that just happened. The assassination that just happened. Look, you really don't need to talk about that. If you want to discuss that with your people, fine. But I wouldn't discuss that online. And now we're in an age where people try to go look for your employer and get you fired anyway. People go look you up on LinkedIn, whatever the case, and they'll go bombard your employer, whatever the case, and try to get you up out of there. So it's not a good idea in the first place to get into all of that, because people are really nasty nowadays. They want to get you ran up out your job. How you supposed to pay your bills, man? Now, me personally, I would never try to get nobody fired. That's not my thing. I'm not going to do that. But a lot of people do. They sit there and try to get people ran up off their job for something they said online. Don't let that be you. Don't put your fate in other people's hands, especially when you need the money. You know you need the money. I know I need the money. I ain't playing that. I can't play that game because I need the money. All right. What is not protected speech? What is not protected speech? Hate speech, threats, or harassment. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of things what people were saying weren't very kind, based off of the situation. So, yeah, that probably be seen as hate speech. Very distasteful. Revealing trade secrets or confidential company info. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't tell how they fry that KFC fried chicken. They probably don't even, employees don't know, because that secret would have been got out. I want to know, how does Waffle House, IHOP make their pancakes so fluffy? That's what I want to know. If you know that, you drop a comment and let me know. I was told that they use like a slight bit of club soda. I don't know if that's true, because that's how it gets all airy in the bubbles. I don't know if that's true. But if you do know, drop a comment and let me know. How does IHOP get their pancakes so damn fluffy? They be good. All right. Defamation, false, damaging statements, not protected. Anything that harms the employer's reputation can be grounds for termination in most private jobs. Keep your mouth closed. Don't say nothing. People need to know what you're thinking. Don't play with your money like that. You got, people got kids. You got families. You got a mortgage to pay. You got rent to pay. You got a car note. All that, man. Don't be a victim of saying something crazy online. Feel how you feel. That's fine. However, keep that amongst yourself and your close friends or whoever your group is. It doesn't need to be online because people take things and run with them. And then you got a big problem on your hands. Bottom line. Oh, whoa. Real cases. These are real cases that happen. NLRB first Pier 60, 2017. A worker called his boss a vulgar name on Facebook during a union drive. Rule protected under NLRA because it was part of a workplace organizing. A worker called his boss a vulgar name on Facebook during the union drive. Why the hell y'all checking that man's Facebook page in the first place? Google engineer fired wrote a memo on gender differences not protected. Company cited violation of workplace conduct. Ooh. He wrote a memo on gender differences. Seems harmless, but apparently it's against company policy, and you don't want to do that. He did, and he's out of a job. Teacher cases. Teacher fired for offensive political post online. Often the courts side with the school if the posts disrupt the workplace. Don't tell everybody you got a social media. People not going to just run into you, especially if you don't, how you can hide your name. You don't have to have your real name out there. So if you're going to do this, if you're going to post online, I'm not promoting anybody. You promoting any hate speech or anything of that nature. That's not necessary, and it's not welcome. However, if you just have a difference of opinion, people might take it for all type of things. And if you do, you probably don't want to put it in the place where your employees are. You probably don't want to say something where your employees are following you on social media because that's going to cause a problem. And you don't need them problems. Nobody needs them kind of problems. But drop a comment. Let me know, what do you think about this free speech in the workplace? Should your employer be able to fire you based off of what you said on social media? I mean, I don't know. Are you saying something offensive or not? Is it offensive or not? Drop a comment. Let me know. I'm curious to hear from you all on what you think about this. Is it offensive? Is it not? Now, me, like I said, I don't get my opinions online. I get on the show. I talk about everything I want to talk about on the show. Because we're on here 35 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer. But I don't really feel the need to give all my opinions on that stuff. And I'm pretty sure somebody has the same opinion as I do, so you don't need it from me. That's how I feel about it. Now, certain things, financially rated, but I understand, some hot buttons, you want to leave that stuff alone. You don't want no problems. Just like on here, I don't want to say anything to get my page demonetized or, have a strike against me on YouTube. Like, nah, let me not do that. I put a lot of work in to get where I'm at, so I don't want to put myself in position to fail by saying some foolishness. So I don't think nobody should do that, but people do it anyway. They get in a moment, they get all charged up. Woo! Say whatever the hell they want to say. Damn it, I probably shouldn't have said that. No, you probably shouldn't have. But that's what people do. People do that anyway. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Oh, man, we got my Twitch person back. Shout out to my person on Twitch. Appreciate you. We was looking for you. I was like, man, where my Twitch watcher at? But they back. Appreciate you having you back. All right. So those are the laws around the workplace. But yeah, drop a comment. I think a lot of people, but just my thoughts and opinion, I think some people, they go too far, probably, sharing your social media with everybody at the job. You probably don't want to do that. Probably want to keep that to yourself, because it's separate. It's not the same thing. It's not the workplace. But some people can take it as the lines have been crossed or whatever the case may be. That's like, I don't tell a lot of people I do stand-up comedy. And at the job, I don't. And if I do, I don't invite them to the shows. I don't want anybody misinterpreting my humor for something else and I lose my damn job. Nah, I'm not interested in that. So I don't do that. I don't really tell people all that. I don't invite them out to the shows. Nothing. None of the above. Look, everything ain't supposed to be all intertwined, okay? Some things need to stay separate. Some things that you do in your private life stay separate from what you do in your public life. You know, everybody don't need to know everything. They just don't. But people don't feel that way. Not at all. People feel like they got to tell everything, tell all their business. Everybody needs to know who did what, what's this and what's that. It don't benefit you. Unless you're doing like a gossip channel where that's your thing and you do that online, sometimes it just don't benefit you to comment on that stuff. People don't always need to know how you feel. And sometimes what you say can be taken out of context. And you're not going to get a chance to explain all that. Because everybody's not going to write a comment saying, I disagree. What do you mean? No, they're just going to take what you say at face value and run with it. And you don't need that. None of us need that. So you people, be careful what you say online. All right? If you are going to say something, you know, be in a position where you can say something and you're not going to have no problems. Some people get in a position where they can't say anything because they're going to have some big problems. And you know who's paying them bills, right? Everybody know. So if you're a grown person out here in the world, you know, over 25, you're probably having to pay them bills yourself. I would not suggest saying anything out of pocket. Feel how you feel. Feel how you want to feel. And if you do want to risk it, hey, just be willing to take what comes with it. All good. All good. But just know what certain things come with certain statements and certain things that are said. And that's all. Just be smart about it. Be smart about it. Don't, you know, you can't be out there promoting hate and, you know, talking about certain people and certain lights. You can't do that. Like this situation that just happened with assassination. You don't want to get into all of that. You know, you can get into all of that, but, you know, be intelligent about it. Don't just go up there saying how you feel, because that'll cost you some points. That'll cost you big time, and you don't need that. You don't need that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, drop a comment. Want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this situation, on freedom of speech at work. Have you had any situations where you couldn't be free at work? Say what the hell you want to say. I would like to know. Drop a comment. We're going to go to break. We'll be back. My video is now at 9 million views. 9 million, say it with me. 9 million views. That's amazing. That is great. So shout out to everybody who watched it, shared it, liked it. You are very much appreciated. And shout out to you all that are watching right now. You are very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into this interesting news. Drop a comment. We'll just circle back around to the topic of freedom of speech ain't free. It'll cost you your damn money. But before that, let's get into this interesting news. Interesting news. What's going on in the world? Shout out to everybody that just joined. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Very much appreciated. All right. Now, let's get into this. No. Okay, let's get into this one. United Healthcare seeks meeting with Trump as it faces regulatory challenges. Well, good, because you bastards make people jump through hoops to get health care to try to be healthy in this country, to try to get a decent bill of health. You got to jump through hoops, go slide down a slide, you know, jump a rope, walk up a hill. They make you do a hell of a lot of stuff to try to get decent health in this country. They really do. But here we go. Let's get into it. United Health seeking meeting with Trump as it faces regulatory challenge. Report. United Health has sought meetings with President Trump, although it has not secured one yet, with Wall Street Journal reported Sunday. Attempts are a part of the bolstered lobbying effort in Washington, D.C. by the top U.S. health insurer at time. It faces numerous regulatory challenges, the paper reported. United Health has been grappling with high costs and federal investigations, including a criminal one into this Medicare billing practices, which have pushed its share price down 30% this year. Good, dirty bastards. Stephen Hemsley returned to the CEO role in May after the ouster of Andrew Whitty and promised to regain investor trust. Wall Street Journal said the meeting was covered discussion on the Medicare health insurance program for seniors and disabled, as well as other issues, citing a whole White House official. Hemsley also had dinner with Chris Klump, the official overseeing Medicare, in the summer, and discussed Medicare planning and billing policies and supplemental benefits offered under Medicare plan, mediocre plans, blah, blah, blah. In response, I don't give a fuck about the response. Kushner, a White House spokesman, told Wall Street Journal Trump administration routinely meets with insurers to deliver on president's mandates of improving health care and lowering costs everyday Americans. Yeah, right. No, they're not. Them dirty bastards trying to take all your money. Don't believe it. You know, I don't like United Healthcare. I had United Healthcare for a little while. I mean, I didn't have no problems with them. But I know they don't treat everybody right. So I'm for the little man, small man, and the poor man. That's who I'm for. That's who I'm for. So, you know, to hell with United Healthcare. They're not doing nothing for nobody but robbing and stealing. Robbing and stealing. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. All right. Let's see. Let's get into this. Notorious swindler. Tinder swindler. Oh, Tinder swindler. Oh, okay. Tinder swindler. He swindled girl our money. Okay. Notorious. Hey, what the hell? Get out of here. Oh, man. Get out of here. Go back. Okay. Get out of here. What? Oh, man. What? I don't. Why is this there? Why is this in the damn background? Okay, there we go. Notorious Tinder swindler Simon Levy, I don't know how you pronounce that, is arrested on mystery charges after Interpol red notice. The infamous Tinder swindler has been arrested under mysterious circumstances following Interpol red notice. Simon Levy, 35, famed for conning women out of hundreds of thousands of pounds, was detained in Georgia on Sunday. Oh, man. That's a nice suit. I like that. Let's see. He was cuffed by Batami International Airport on Sunday. Georgian official confirmed. It is not clear, however, why he was taken into custody. His lawyer, Gilibar Zohar, reportedly said, "I spoke with him this morning after he was detained, but we don't yet understand the reason. He's been traveling freely around the world." Levy, whose real name is Shimon Yeshet Hayat, became the subject of a 2022 Netflix documentary after he spent years luring women on dating app Tinder and while posing as a heir to the Levini diamond fortune. He was arrested in 2019 in Greece, then extradited to Israel, where he served a 15-month sentence for fraud, forgery, and theft. Israeli Shimon Hunt was born in Benak and just east of Tel Aviv, was posed as a wealthy jet setter that moved on dating app Tinder. He told his victims he was the son of Israeli diamond tycoon Levy. Le Vive, but he also had no relation to the family whatsoever. Dirty bastard. He was getting that money. Look at him. He got the suit on. Yep, flying around like that. Yeah, okay. I don't know what the money, better give him the money for. What you need? What you trying to do? Get your car fixed? How much money they were giving him? They didn't say that. Next story. All right. U.S. companies fired pilots, teachers, healthcare workers for mocking Charlie Kirk's assassination. American workers from Delta pilots to NBC pundits and public school teachers are being sacked from their jobs for mocking Charlie Kirk in their social media posts. Kirk, prominent 31 conservative podcaster, was fatally shot last Wednesday after speaking at the University of Kentucky at his tour on Turning Point USA, the organization he co-founded. Immediately after shooting, okay. We don't need all that. Y'all know all that. Let's see. Let's go back. Transportation Secretary James Duffy said in a social media post that American pilots who were caught celebrating the assassination were immediately grounded and removed from service. He called the pilots to be fired, adding that glorifying political violence is completely unacceptable. American Airlines said it had initiated action to address, adding that hate-related or hostile behavior ruins contrary purpose, which is to care for people on this life's journey. Delta Airlines suspended an unknown number of employees after they shared social media posts that went well beyond healthy, respectful debate. The company said violations of its social media policy can lead to termination. Schools, Senator Republican Mushman of Tennessee called for a Middle Tennessee State University employee to be fired after she wrote, "Looks like old Charlie spoke to his fate in existence. He hates bigots, 0 hate for sympathy." The University of North Carolina called for the firing of a public school teacher. District had told the new teacher was no longer employed at that district. So yeah, you see it. Just what we're talking about. People losing their jobs, man. Talking crazy. Talking about this stuff, man. Some of that stuff, man, you just leave it alone. Feel how you want to feel, but leave it alone. I'm trying to tell you, man, just don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth losing your job over that. It's not worth that, and it's not worth it. You got insurance, kids, you got all these other things going good. Some stuff just keep to yourself. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. And you know your situation now. Some people's situations, they can say whatever the hell they want because they got the money to do that. But if you don't have the money to do that, I'm not telling you not to exercise your opinion. I'm telling you to know who you work for and how bad you need your job. Then exercise your opinion. Just keep those things in perspective. I'm not saying you shouldn't speak out on how you feel. You should absolutely do so. But are the consequences of what you're saying worth how you feel? Legitimate question. Are the consequences of what you're saying worth how you feel? Meaning, well, what am I saying? Is it going to make me feel better to say this and lose my job or not? That's all. That's all I'm saying. Just be smart, Say what you got to say, but, you don't want to find yourself in a financial bind months and months from now because of what you're saying online. Be smart, people. Be smart, okay? Be smart. Don't be crazy. All right? That's all we got. I had to jump on here and talk about this tonight because I don't want anybody finding themselves on the wrong side of the tracks because of what you said. And you going back, I wish I wouldn't have said that because you didn't need to say it. I'm pretty sure whatever you want to say, somebody's already said it. So you don't need to give that opinion. I'm pretty sure whatever opinion you have, however you feel about it, somebody's already said it. So just be cognizant of that. That's all. That is all, good people. That is all. By the way, we got Flower Bed Funnies this Friday. Make sure you come on out. Flower Bed Funnies. This Friday, all ladies receive a flower. All ladies receive a flower. Flower Bed Funnies. Come on out this Friday, Long Beach. I'm actually going to have a guest host. I have another show. Somebody else is going to host this show for me. But it's still going to be a great lineup. Great lineup. It's going to be a good time. So if you're in Long Beach this weekend, come on out to Flower Bed Funnies. Every lady receives a flower. We're all about happiness and laughs. So come on out to that if you're free. And yep, we're going to be back on, what day is it? Monday. We're going to be back on Wednesday, ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, Wednesday. But until then, make sure you keep what you're going to say to yourself. Don't play with your money. All right? Don't put your foot in your mouth in your ass, or whatever the case may be. Don't do that. All right? Be smart. Be smart. Think about, well, however you feel. You got other people depending on you. They need this money. So be smart. Okay? All right. We're going to be back on Wednesday night with the Wednesday Night Rant. Thank you, everybody that came in. I see y'all peeping y'all head and just being nosy. What y'all talking about? Coming in and leaving. I see y'all. But we appreciate you peeping your head in. All right? We appreciate everybody. We're going to be back Wednesday night for the Wednesday Night Rant. Until then, take care.